Hey guys, it's Lexie. Welcome back to my channel. Hang on, I'm gonna go park somewhere. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lexie. Welcome to the show. Today's video is my first ever Q&A on my YouTube channel. But instead of just your normal Q&A where you ask me questions on Instagram, I decided to change it up a little bit. I did ask you guys to ask me questions on Instagram, but I also made it interesting because I gave you a way to ask me anonymous questions. And those were interesting. You guys asked me some pretty interesting questions. I thought that I would get the juicier questions if they were anonymous, and I was right. I'm gonna start out with the questions you guys asked me on just like a normal Instagram Q&A poll, and then after a few of those, then we'll get into the juicy questions. Let's get started. What's your go-to Taco Bell order? I usually get 2 bean and cheese burritos and a nacho supreme, or a bean and cheese burrito, a chicken taco, and a nacho bel grande, or sometimes I get Crunchwrap Supremes, but I haven't been loving them lately. I don't know. It kind of changes every time, but a bean and cheese burrito is like usually 100% of the time.
Maybe going to the parking lot was not the best idea.
What's your favorite show to watch? My favorite TV series is probably, there's like a few that I binge watch. I binge watch Criminal Minds, Revenge, How I Met Your Mother, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Don't Be Tardy. I feel like those are my usually go-tos. I did watch Gossip Girl forever, but I ended up getting sick of it as usual. Why this man's just getting out of his car. Hi. Oh, is this a drug deal going down? What's your best golf round? If you live in like the Salt Lake area, you might know what Pebblebrook golf course is, and I shot 71 there, but that's not that impressive. Well, I think Pebblebrook's a hard course because of like the weight setup, but the par's like 68 or something like that. My best tournament round that I had to like log, I shot 75. But did you grow up in Utah? Yes. Do you like people? Kind of depends. Some people, but definitely not all people. What are you going to college for? My first 2 years of college, I studied chemistry, and then just this last year, I ended up switching to the entrepreneur degree that my college has, and I'm studying business. So it was kind of a weird switch because studying science for 2 years and wanting to be a doctor and go to med school. So making the switch from chemistry and science classes to business and philosophy classes was hard for me because my brain works in a way that I need one answer to every question. So I like math, I like science. So switching to business, there was a lot of philosophy involved, and it was more just you come up with the answer and you need to prove why.
So my brain doesn't really work like that.
I'm just like black and white blueprint, so that's been kind of tricky, but I'm happy that I made the switch. I'm a lot less stressed out, so that's been helpful for my own personal mental health. But yeah, so I'm studying business. What makes you happy? What makes you truly smile? I think what makes me happy is just spending time with my friends and my family, and I really love just spending quality time with the people that I love in my life. I think that's really what makes me happy. But aside from that kind of stuff, I love taking photos and I love making videos. My creative juices just start flowing when I'm taking photos or making videos, so that's another thing that really makes me happy. Have you ever pooped your pants? Yeah. Unfortunately, it was a lot more recent than I would like to admit. When did you start modeling, and is that your intended profession? I don't really model. Like, I just kind of do my own thing for fun. Ever since I was a little baby, I've always loved being in front of the camera and just entertaining and making people laugh and smile. So I don't think, like, I'm not like a professional model in any way, but taking my own pictures and I guess modeling for like some other people and brands in a freelance way, I only started like probably a year ago, I would say. Have you ever been outside of Salt Lake? I have. I've traveled outside of Salt Lake, but I've never lived outside of Salt Lake. I'm hopefully going to get that experience because I would like to know what it is like to live outside of Utah. So hopefully I'll get the opportunity to move outside of Salt Lake, but we'll see. Okay, now we're gonna get into the juicy questions. Have you ever hooked up for a one-night stand? No. Are you a virgin? I do not prefer my drinks virgin, and I'm not the Virgin Mary, so no. Why do you want a boob job? I want a boob job because I feel like I would feel so much more confident if my girls were just firm, symmetrical, and perky, and in the right places that they should be. Yeah, that's why. Ooh, this is a pretty deep one. What is your biggest fear in life? My biggest irrational fears in life would be spiders and birds. I have like an irrational fear of spiders, but I have an
Irrational
fear of birds. I fucking hate birds. Oh my gosh. Comment down if you don't like birds too, because most people think I'm like weird as shit. But I hate birds. So yeah, those are my like irrational fears, but my other biggest fear in life would be disappointing like the people in my life that were role models in my life. Like obviously disappointing my parents, but also disappointing my grandma, aunts and uncles. That is my biggest fear in life, is disappointing the influential people in my life. Would you rather give or receive? I really love giving presents. I'm gonna be completely honest. If you say that you don't like receiving gifts, like at all, you're a f***ing liar. I really don't think anybody can honestly say they don't like receiving gifts, because I feel like deep down everyone likes receiving gifts. So yeah, I like receiving gifts, obviously. Who doesn't? But I love giving gifts. But I also think that giving gifts is more about you as a person, because that person's like, oh, thank you, Lexie, you gave me such a great gift. So like it makes you feel good that you made someone else happy, I guess. So I would rather give than receive, but I'm not gonna say that I don't like to receive either, I guess. But I would much rather give. Where do you live in Utah? How old are you? You up fun? And I don't mean sex. Not quite sure what that means. I live in the Salt Lake area. I'm 21, and I would like to think that I'm up fun. I get the feeling that you're a pretty good golfer. True. Also, you crack the shit out of me. Too funny. Thank you. I think I used to be okay at golf. I only played 4 years in high school. My very first tournament of my freshman year of high school was my very first full 18 holes of golf. I never played before. My senior year at state was my last 18 holes that I really played. I wouldn't say that I was like amazing, but I wouldn't say that I was like terrible, I guess. What are you looking for in life? What motivates you day by day? What keeps you trucking on till the eventual great gig in the sky? Not sure what that last part means. In life, I just want to be able to say that I did my best and I found what I wanted, because I did everything, and this is where I ended up because this is what I loved the most. I want to be happy with what I'm doing the rest of my life and not settle because I think that I'm not worth more, I guess, if that makes sense. I want to be able to wake up every day and just be better than the day before. Last time you masturbated. Next. What size you wanting? You know, I asked for the iPad Pro 11 for Christmas because it's just like the 11 inch. The iPad Pro 12.9 inch was just way too big for me. So I think 11 inches is perfect. Do you wear thongs? If so, how often? If not, why? You know, I've actually never heard of this question. Yeah, I think most girls do for the majority of the time. I personally don't wear any other type of underwear, but yeah, that question was a little bit uncomfy for me. What's the longest you've f***ed continuously? At least 12 and a half hours. Yeah, 12 and a half hours probably. How bad do you hate Slapshot? This is the weirdest question. So, backstory, I went to the worst high school, and there were a group of boys at my school that called themselves Slapshot. They had a group name for themselves. I liked some of them. I was actually really good friends with some of the boys in that group, but a lot of them were also douchebags. But I also didn't get along with a lot of people in high school. So what is your body count? I have this scale, and it says that my body count is 15.9% body fat. I don't know if that's true or if that's 100% factual, but yeah, 15.9%. Why did you get Botox? I got Botox because I wanted to prevent wrinkles, and I already had wrinkles. Maybe that's just the genetics. Maybe it's because I sit in the sun a lot. I don't know. But I got Botox so I couldn't move my forehead, so therefore I couldn't create more wrinkles. And therefore, when I'm 40 or 50 or 60, whatever, I hopefully won't have very many wrinkles to worry about. So all the people that are saying, you're too young to have Botox. Botox is bad for you. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all can f*** off, because I don't give a shit. What's your biggest turnoff? Probably no motivation. I hate when dudes have no motivation, and I hate when dudes are mean to their family members, especially like their mom and their sisters. I fucking hate that. That's so not cute. Don't be that person. Physically, my biggest turnoff would probably be if you don't brush your teeth, or if you smell like shit. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. Would you ever date someone shorter than you? Been there, done that. No. What age did you have your first sexual experience? I think like 6 or 7. Yep, my friend and I were having a sleepover and we walked in on our parents doing a nasty. And therefore, that was my first sexual experience. I was like 6 or 7. That's all for today's video. I will maybe make a part 2 because this video is getting pretty long and I have a ton more questions. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if you want to see the second part. I'll also leave the link down below for where you can ask more anonymous questions for maybe a future Q&A. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to comment down below the peach emoji, just because I feel like that's my brand. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with more of my daily life. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Good shit.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
What?